And a good evening from Waldrop Stadium in Homewood, where tonight we have got a matchup worthy of our Thursday Night Light stage. It is a Class 6A Region 5 matchup between 6-1 Mountain Brook and 5-2 Homewood. And good evening, everyone. Mickey Shadritz along with Gerhard Mathangani. Thanks for tuning in for tonight's game. And Gerhard, it is mid-October. We're just a couple of weeks away from wrapping up the regular season, which means the pieces begin to fall into place when it comes to the region standings. This game tonight is a biggie. As a matter of fact, the region title could be decided tonight.
If Mountain Brook wins today, it's game over, and they win this region, and deservingly so. They've had a phenomenal year. Meanwhile, Homewood could both play spoiler to Mountain Brook, and if they win next week, they can claim that region championship. Really a monster game for both teams. Briarwood coming off a big win last week. Homewood coming off a big loss last week. We'll see if somewhere in the middle we get to define both these teams and play it out on the field here in this very tight region.
A lot on the line tonight for sure. Let's take a look at key players for the game. First of all, we'll start off with quarterback John Colvin for Mountain Brook. He's had a fantastic season.
The junior quarterback has been sensational. He can both run it and throw it. He's got a lot of great targets, namely Jackson Beatty as well as Jake Thompson, who've both come up huge for him this season.
Meanwhile, for Homewood, Gerhard, they rely a lot on their quarterback as well.
Exactly. The leading rusher on this football team, Woods Ray. He's also the leading passer, obviously. Accounts for over 1,400 yards all season, 212 yards per game, and he scored 17 touchdowns throughout the season. So we have junior quarterbacks on both sides with Colvins and Woods Ray. Well, it's been a great duo for these teams and a great matchup for Woods Ray going against probably the best defense he's seen all season.
Two teams very familiar with each other. This will be the 35th meeting between these two schools, Mountain Brook and Homewood. We will continue to set the table for this big Class 6A Region 5 matchup when we return to Waldrop Stadium in Homewood.
Every bank has their own app, but it's just that, theirs, not yours. At AmFirst, our app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards you'll love. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you at AmFirst.
I'm Roger, your in-house expert with Alabama Professional, and your questions keep pouring in to Ask Roger. Judy in Arndale asked, what services can APS provide? Alabama Professional offers basement waterproofing, foundation repair, humidity and mold control, and encapsulation of nasty crawl spaces. Since 1977, homeowners have entrusted APS to solve basement, foundation, and crawl space problems. Call for a free, no-obligation estimate today and keep those emails and questions coming.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late-inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
Captains at the center of the field for the coin toss, moments away from kickoff at Waldrop Stadium in Homewood. Mickey and Gerhard back with you. Gerhard, we just looked at key players. One big key to this game is, can Homewood mount anything against this Mountain Brook defense? If you take away those 51 points Thompson scored against Mountain Brook, they've given up hardly any points this year. 17 combined from everybody else. That includes 3 shutouts. Nobody outside of Thompson has scored double digits on this Mountain Brook defense. It's incredible. Really tough test for the Homewood offense. Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out tonight on Thursday Night Light. 6A Region 5 in focus. We will return on WOTM after this timeout.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
Whether I am in Margaritaville enjoying a cheeseburger in paradise or cruising around on the Gulf of Mexico, I always make sure to vote. I am Jimmy Buffett, and I want to encourage you, too, to become a registered voter and to obtain a photo ID so you can have your voice heard and your vote count just like me. It is 5 o'clock somewhere, but fortunately, you have from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to get to the polls and exercise your right to vote. Keep making a difference for Alabama.
And a great night for high school football, a great atmosphere at Waldrop Stadium, and a great matchup as we've talked about in our pregame segment. There is Chris Yeager, the Mountain Brook head coach. He's got over 150 wins in his coaching career, most of those coming at Mountain Brook High School. Had two 6A semifinal teams, one in 2010 and one in 2020, and looking like he's got a shot to get back there and possibly beyond this year. Meanwhile, across the way, another outstanding coach, that is Ben Bergerson. He has 59-31. As the coach at Homewood, and a lot of good coaches at Homewood, as you know, as a former Patriot, Gerhard, and he has done an outstanding job leading this football program that has tons of tradition.
That's exactly right. This field is named after Bob Newton, who actually I played for back in the day. He won 5 state championships, and lots of great coaches that are on that staff right now or part of the previous Homewood staffs. A great tradition at both Homewood and at Mountain Brook. 16 years in the game for Coach Yeager with the Spartans.
And Mountain Brook will kick things off to get the game underway. And there you see Reed Harradine, the junior kicker, has it teed up, and we're just about set to get this crucial 6A Region 5 game underway. Thanks for tuning in to Thursday Night Lights here on WOTM. And it will sail out of the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. And here comes the Homewood offense out onto the field. We mentioned they're 5-2 on the season, coming off a tough 10-8 loss last week against Shades Valley, their only region loss of the season. And there's a young man we talked about in our pregame, or that is actually Harvey Ray, the starting tight end, also plays some fullback as well. It is Woods Ray, the junior quarterback.
And the answer is yes, they are brothers.
First play of the game, a quick pass over the middle. It is caught and dropped. It was intended for C.J. Daniel. There you see the defender, Mac McGowan. Looked like he got a hand in there to jar the football loose.
That's exactly right. Take a look here. A great defensive effort. You see the blitz coming right across the middle. Ray able to get that ball out, but this is a really solid secondary for the Spartans. The last time we had them right here on our game of the week, 3 interceptions in the game. Jones Beaver, a fantastic defensive back, and that time McGowan with a nice play.
And a good look at Woods Ray, 6'2", 190-pound junior. Threw that one right on the money, just a little better defensive play by McCowan. And a whistle, and already a timeout taken by Homewood.
So miscommunication there on the offensive side, and you saw Ray trying to get the correct play call in, unable to do so, and wisely takes the timeout.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 coming out of the timeout. And a good look at some of the youngsters in attendance tonight at Waldrop Stadium. Again, picture perfect weather here in mid-October. As we head down the stretch of the regular season already. Hard to believe we are this close to playoff time across the state of Alabama.
It's when it gets really fun, and being able to have a good seed and play a couple of games at home is always the strategy, and both these teams have a shot to do that. These 4 quarters very important to that result.
And a flag. A little shaky beginning here for the Homewood offense.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So they take a timeout after the first play. They get a flag before the snap out of the timeout. Not the kind of start Coach Bergerson was looking for.
Oh, not at all. And obviously knowing what this Mountain Brook defense can do, a little bit of a shaky start here. And not only do you lose that timeout, but you also lose those same 5 yards that you were using the timeout to save.
So now a little bit of an uphill climb on their first offensive series. Here is the handoff to Odell, and he is stuffed by that Mountain Brook D, led by Mac Palmer, all along with Vaughn Frost. So it's going to be 3rd and 11. Tough situation now for this Patriot offense.
This Mountain Brook defense will be very hard to run against. I think one of the big things that this Homewood offense will need to do is be able to keep them off balance by running lots of screens and draws. Try to see if they can catch them in the soft spot.
See what offensive coordinator Heath Brunner dials up here on 3rd down and 11. Ray against a 3-man rush, a 4-man rush actually, steps up, throws downfield, and his pass is caught at the 34. On the receiving end of that one was tight end Harvey Ray, but it's going to be just short of the 1st down, so it'll be 4th down.
Not the start that the Patriots wanted here on offense. You're giving the ball back to a very good Mountain Brook O here.
Actually, they rule it incomplete.
Dropped it on the backside there. Either way, this was going to be the result. They were going to punt it over to Mountain Brook.
Jake Thompson awaiting the kick. Low snap. And Ray gets it out of there. A line drive kick that will be caught by Thompson on the run. He crosses midfield and gets into Homewood territory. So a very shaky start by this Homewood offense basically results in Mountain Brook beginning their first offensive series in Homewood territory. And there you see their quarterback, John Colvin, the junior left-hander. He's had a very good season leading this Mountain Brook offense. They've scored over 200 points on the year. We mentioned their defense, but their offense has been very efficient this season as well. They start off with a running play. And about a 5, maybe a 6-yard gain that time for Rob Gillespie.
We had this Mountain Brook team about 6 weeks ago, and if you remember when they played Woodlawn in that matchup on a Thursday night, they were able to take advantage of the short fields set up by the punts.
Correction, that was Gamble on the carry, and I think Gamble was supposed to get the handoff there on a busted play, but Colvin able to pick up a yard or two. It's going to be 3rd and short.
So really shaky communication here really for both teams in the early going of this one. Obviously both teams knowing the stakes here in play. Big region implications. And of course that #1 seed still out there.
Both of these teams headed to the playoffs out of Region 5. Just where will they be seated? Handoff right up the middle, and it's going to be an first down for the Spartans as Will Waldrop takes it for the 1st down.
Nice play just right up the middle here for the Spartans. Great blocking by Mountain Brook, and they will just stick the ball over for that 1-yard carry for the 1st down.
And here comes Thompson. Nice blocking on the edge, and Thompson takes this inside the 10-yard line for another first down. It will be 1st and goal for Mountain Brook.
Not only was this play well designed, but it was perfectly blocked on the outside. Give a lot of credit to big number 14, Jackson Beatty, a good receiver for the Spartan football team, helping to spring him out of there, and Thompson picks up yet another 1st down.
And here is the give to Gamble. Spins his way inside the 5-yard line. Mountain Brook has a host of running backs. They can rotate in and out of there and keep these young men fresh for 4 quarters.
We're seeing the versatility of this Mountain Brook offense here in this game, and we've seen it throughout the course of the season. And you see here on this first drive, it has all been power running.
2nd and goal. Gamble again, and stood up at about the 3-yard line. Nice job that time by the interior of the Homewood defense, led by junior linebacker Miller Chapman.
Chapman coming from his Mike linebacker position, coming in and feeling the run, and that's exactly what you have to do against this Spartan football team. We've seen a couple of times throughout the course of this season Mountain Brook be able to put 2 or 3 guys in the backfield and just line up and go between the tackles.
3rd and goal from the 2. And in, let's see, did Waldrop get there? Yes. Waldrop is in for the touchdown.
Give him a whole lot of credit here on the 2nd and 3rd effort, and then give the credit to the offensive line that did a great job blocking. In NFL circles, they call this a 4-point play. 3rd and goal. Do you settle for the field goal? Do you get the touchdown? Pretty sure Mountain Brook would have gone for it anyways had they not got it, considering how well they ran that series, but they punch it in on 3rd down for the first score of the game.
And again, the short field for Mountain Brook, and the Spartans take advantage, and they tack on the extra point by Harradine for a 7-0 lead. Good start for the Spartans on the road tonight at Homewood as they lead the Patriots 7-0.
Every bank has their own app, but it's just that, theirs, not yours. At AmFirst, our app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards you'll love. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you at AmFirst.
And a good look at Coach Yeager marking out instructions to his kickoff team as Mountain Brook strikes first here early in the game to take a 7-0 lead. So Homewood will hope to fare better on their 2nd offensive series as they went 3 and out and came very close to having a punt block.
Yeah, first little shaky start there for the Patriots there on that drive number 1. Coach Yeager and his bunch doing a good job of coming out here and being able to secure the early lead in this game. You see the equipment being changed out by Coach Yeager. I think it is worth noting, though, that a lot of times these Thursday night games are a short week situation. Well, it's not the case for Briarwood. They played last Thursday, so they got the full complement of their 7 days. Meanwhile, Homewood lost to Shashays Valley in a low-scoring, tough football game on Friday night, so a bit of a short week for them.
And Aaron Marsh awaiting the kick from Reed Harradine, who, to open the game, booted one out of the end zone. This one a low-line drive kick. It'll be fielded at about the 10-yard line by Homewood's Harris Folks. And he returns it out to about the 29, maybe the 30-yard line. So the Patriots take the field again on offense.
Big challenge here for Homewood to be able to move this ball down the football field. One of the things that this Mountain Brook defense has really done to help out its offense, you talk about complementary football, and you hear that term a lot. I think Mountain Brook really is the epitome of it because they use their defense to set up their offense in short fields. You saw it right there on that first drive, the 3 and out. Nothing going in the passing game or the running game to cause the punt.
First down, Ray back in the pocket looking to throw. And the pressure up the middle forced him out of the pocket, and a throw out of bounds, incomplete.
I think also Mountain Brook's defense comes into this game knowing that Woods Ray can really hurt you with the run as well as the pass. So I'm sure they'll blitz him very strategically.
Second down and 10. Here goes Ray. Breaks a tackle, steps out of bounds at around the 36-yard line, which will leave the Patriots in a 3rd and 4 situation.
Another big third down here. Can they move the sticks? Unable to get anything going and lack of communication on their first drive. See if they can do something here on a very crucial third down. You cannot give them the new number 3 team in the state after their big win against Briarwood. Once again, another 3 and out.
Mountain Brook shows blitz. Here they come. Ray's passes away, incomplete, intended for the tight end Harvey Ray, but a little bit too high and outside. So another 4th down and another 3 and out for Homewood.
Yeah, you saw the frustration there on Woods Ray's face, and also Coach Bergson there. If you're unable to pick up a first down here on that drive, and once again forced to punt.
And the punt is out of there, and it is a very poor kick, and it is going to roll right around the 50 and be down at the 49. So once again, for the second consecutive possession, Mountain Brook will have outstanding field position. And again, you and I talked about it in our pregame. Would Homewood be able to do anything against this Mountain Brook defense? And so far, the answer is no.
Very small sample size, but you're right. They haven't even been able to cross the 50-yard line. And once again, Mountain Brook's offense set up in perfect field position here. And they just used their entire last drive to run the ball right down Homewood's throats.
And a little shifting here by the Mountain Brook offense. Play clock down to 1. They just get the play off. And right up the middle goes Cole Gamble, the sophomore. He picks up 6 yards on this first down carry.
You gotta love all that window dressing to run it right up the middle. And you see a lot of different looks when it comes to Mountain Brook, and I think you see the amount of trust they have in their quarterback and Colvin to be able to get this ball off. They snapped the ball with about 1 second left on the play clock, and seemingly they were able to get exactly what they want and set themselves up in second and short.
Here's Gamble again. Big hole over the right side. He's going to have another first down as Mountain Brook is right back in Homewood territory.
When it comes to Mountain Brook, we talked a lot about their receiver talent, Jackson Beatty and Jake Thompson, but they have a stable of running backs, Gamble and Kane, as well as Waldrop as well.
And Gamble again, the workhorse on this drive. He picks up another 5 yards on first down, and Mountain Brook making it look easy with the running game.
This is once again just credit to the offensive line. Zone blocking there. Everybody had a hat on a hat, and let your running back do the rest.
So Gamble goes out. And here is Waldrop. Don't lose much when these two young men come in and out of the game. It'll be another first down as Waldrop takes the nose of the football just inside the Homewood 20-yard line.
They're almost carbon copies of one another, the way that they run. And that time you saw the power with which he ran by. Aaron Waldrop going into that second level, lowering those shoulder pads, being able to pick up those extra yards.
And here goes Waldrop again. This time a better job by the Homewood defense. First man arriving was outside linebacker Adam Parker. Then help arrived as well.
See Condon also on the play there. Senior defensive back.
Second down and 7 as Colvin stares down the Homewood defense. And this shift, I think, has drawn a flag.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Not the only thing that's gone wrong for Coach Yeager's offense here in this first quarter.
And that's exactly right. And good shot there of a really good officiating crew here. And it takes a keen eye when you're officiating games like this with all the shifting, and that time they caught Mountain Brook.
2nd and 12 after the penalty. Colvin to attempt his first pass of the night, and it is complete to Jackson Beatty. And Beatty gets it down to the 15-yard line. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 5.
Situation for Mountain Brook where they can run it or throw it. They have a lot of targets. Beatty is one of them in the passing game, as well as Sims Brown.
So here's a 3rd and 5. And we're going to have a timeout taken by the Spartans.
First timeout, Mountain Brook.
We'll take the break as well and see what they dial up on 3rd and 5 when we come back.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Mr. President, Bessemer Superhighway is backed up. What are we going to do?
Are you serious? Get me the King Boys.
King Boys Towing is the fastest growing tow and recovery company in Birmingham and surrounding areas for one reason. Our customers are our top priority. Whether your car has been in an accident, is stuck in the driveway and won't start, or you just need a tow to your preferred repair shop, give us a call. Our fleet of flatbed tow trucks will provide courteous and fast service. King Boys Towing, 205-428-3235.
And Thursday Night Lights is brought to you in part by our friends at Am First. And coming up at halftime, we've got a very special feature as we will speak with Am First CEO Bill Connor, who we caught up with today at the Am First Foundation Charity Golf Tournament, not far from here. So we'll have that interview for you coming up at halftime. And right now, the Am First first downs have been all going to Mountain Brook.
That's exactly right. They're taking advantage of the short field, running the ball really well. This is another big 3rd down here, I think, for both squads. Can Homewood hold them to a field goal?
Colvin to throw over the middle. Pass is caught. Touchdown. Touchdown catch made by Sims Brown.
So we just talked about a second ago, right before our commercial break, that Brown is one of the guys that they look at in the red zone. And once again, he comes away with another touchdown. What makes him so good, he's such a great route runner, but at the same time, he has a really good body, and it becomes a big mismatch for teams. That time, you saw the route, and then Colvin put that pass perfectly where Brown can go over, catch it for the touchdown, and once again, the Spartans come away with another big 3rd down.
And another extra point is good by Reed Harradine. It is 14-0. Spartans having their way here early at Waldrop Stadium in Homewood.
Have you seen foam lift concrete? Watch it raise the sidewalk. The poly-level system raises building floors, levels driveways, raises steps. Amazing, isn't it? APS Foundation.
And the newest entertainment center in Alabama is now open. Big Time Entertainment in Oxford. Over 70,000 square foot of indoor and outdoor entertainment. Just about anything you would want to do, no matter your age. Every member of the family can find something fun to do at Big Time Entertainment. Bowling, indoor go-karting, a large arcade, an elevated ninja course, and much more. Big Time Entertainment located right off of I-20 at exit 185 in Oxford. And here is the kickoff from Harradine. It is his 3rd already here in this first quarter, a quarter that has been dominated by Mountain Brook. And Gerhard, you and I were talking during the break. Homewood has pretty much been one-dimensional. They've only tried to run the ball a couple of times. One of those was a quarterback run. I don't know if they can just keep dropping back and throwing the football against this defense.
It's hard to, unless you do it in ways like where it's a screen, a wide receiver screen, try to get them on the outside. But this Mountain Brook defense, they can hurt you so many ways because they show so many different fronts, and they're very athletic, and they can get pressure without having to blitz, even though we've seen a lot of heavy pressure in this football game as well. So you have to take what small windows they give you.
Another empty set. 4 receivers to the left. Marsh comes in motion. Another pass play. This one is a short pass, and it's caught by the tight end, Harvey Ray. And that's exactly what you're talking about. It's their first down of the game. Not a deep pass down the field. Get the ball out of his hands quickly.
And Mountain Brook will give you very small things. This time the middle of the field is wide open. Take a look at the middle of the field. They run a perfect pass, brother to brother, Woods Ray to Hunter Ray. And you talk about the success on offense. This is what they'll need.
And here is the third running play of the game. It's Mondrell Odell, who is their junior running back, picking up about 4 yards.
I think this will be another key part of the Homewood offense, being able to run with their running back in between the tackles. Odell, one of the mainstays there at running back for the Patriots.
Any coach will take 5 yards on first down, that's for sure. 2nd and 5. Ray gets it out to Odell, and Odell is very close to an first down. He was wrapped up and taken down by Mountain Brook's Vaughn Frost. But again, you said this right before they started this drive. Get the ball out of his hands quick, do some short passes. It's basically an extended handoff to your running back.
That's exactly right. Try to take advantage of any mismatches you get. So if you get a running back on a linebacker, take the check down, take as many yards as you possibly can. That time they got the first down.
So the controlled passing game here, the short passing game, has resulted in back-to-back first downs for Homewood, and boy, they needed it. Woods Ray now takes off. Cuts it upfield and picks up again a 5-yard gain on first down.
That time just going to the short side of the field, and everybody getting a hat on a hat there offensively. And when your leading rusher is your quarterback, it could be kind of a double-edged sword. And that time, a good job there by Ray.
Second down and 5 for the Patriots. We go under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Best drive of the game so far out at the 47-yard line are the Patriots. Comes a blitz up the middle. Woods Ray keeps it, and he is going to be about a yard, maybe a yard and a half shy of the first down.
But you're seeing some of the confidence with which this offense is playing with. Completely opposite of what we saw there on the first drive. A lot of confusion, and the plays were not executed, and give a lot of credit to the Mountain Brook defense for a lot of that. But looks like right now they are starting to play with a little bit of a rhythm. See the offensive coordinator there, and Coach Ron Gilchrist on the left-hand side of your screen.
Homewood sporting the blue jerseys tonight.
A bit of a new look. We were there, was all red.
3rd down and 1. Woods Ray again on the keeper, spins his way up, and I think he's going to have the first down. The play was defended well that time by Mountain Brook's Quinn Thomas along with John McMillan, but it is going to be another first down. That is 3 consecutive first downs here on this drive for Coach Bergerson's offense.
I think it's exactly what they wanted as well, being able to use the power run when they need to. That time picking up the first down on that 3rd and short, but then every time after that, just picking apart the few spots that Mountain Brook gives you defensively.
Here comes the blitz off the edge. Ray, with defenders in his face, spots his brother Ray. Nice job. Nice poise in the face of that defense, connecting with his tight end, Harvey Ray.
Once again, just another good play call by the Patriots, and a good design, and also great execution there.
So a good drive in the works for Homewood. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. That quarter was all Mountain Brook. Spartans leading the Patriots 14-zip.
Every bank has their own app, but it's just that, theirs, not yours. At AmFirst, our app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards you'll love. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you at AmFirst.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Welcome to the award-winning Chocolaca Park in Oxford, Alabama. We believe Chocolaca Park is the place to be, and our fans agree, describing the park as breathtaking, professional, and fun for all. With plenty of parking, restrooms, concessions, and a top-notch staff, we are confident your experience will be second to none. Join us today at Chocolaca Park.
And we're back on Thursday Night Lights. We talk about the Homewood football tradition, all the state championships, Bob Newton, the former great head coach there. And here we see a team from the year 2000. Who is that? That's the ball-headed kid in high school wearing number 38, looking all buff. Who is that guy?
You know what? He looks familiar. I see him every day in the mirror. But at the same time, I will say this. This was the year that we won the state championship in 2000. Then I changed to number 9 the year after that. I thought it made me look faster as a senior.
Oh, Gerhard Mathangani. They could use your help tonight, Gerhard. They're in the hole here, 14-0. And, and a fumble here. Homewood had something going with the drive. The ball is stripped loose from the receiver, Aaron Marsh, and that is a gut-wrenching turnover by the Patriots.
It certainly is. They started to get some momentum going. I think they'll talk here with each other, the referees, to see if he was down or not. But at the same time, you see how opportunistic this Mountain Brook defense is. A fantastic job there, just stripping the ball out and being able to recover it as well.
Okay, so the ref ruled that the receiver was down, so it looked like from that replay the Patriots might have caught a break there. Here is Odell up the middle, and he is taken down from behind by the Spartans' Tompkins Richardson.
I think this is going to be a learning lesson for everybody in blue, that this Spartan defense, they are very good tacklers, but they're also very opportunistic when it comes to taking away the football.
2nd down and 7. Football just inside the 30. Ray looking over to the sideline for the play. Ray looking. And the ball kind of floats out of his hand. He lost the grip. His arm was going forward. The official will rule incomplete pass.
You see here, the play breaks down, and Ray looking to one of his receivers down the field to see if they can get something over the top. But as you mentioned, that ball slips out of there. And another opportunity on 2nd down to pick up a first goes awry, and now another 3rd down.
And this is a biggie, but for the Patriots at this point, Gerhard, I think they may be in 4-down territory.
They most certainly are, especially down 2 scores early on to a very good football team. This is the best drive you've put together so far. I agree with you there.
5 receivers, 3rd and 7. Ray gets rid of it quickly, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Charlie Reeves. A flag comes in. They're going to say the defender, Braxton Dean, made contact.
Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
So just when Mountain Brook thought they were getting off the football field, a penalty there. You see it from the backside, the end zone camera there. Got the back shoulder and pulled it out. I don't even know if that was going to be completed had he not done that.
It was a great call, but the pass was going to be incomplete, so tough break for Mountain Brook, and the drive continues with another Amherst first down via the penalty. So they get the break on the near fumble that was, the receiver was ruled down. They get the first down here by way of penalty. The drive continues, first down inside the 15. Here is Odell. He gets nothing. Great play defensively that time by Mountain Brook's Gray Doster.
Nice play there defensively, and you know that this is a Mountain Brook defense that is very, very cognizant of the fact that they've had 3 shutouts so far this year, and they've given up 3 points at a couple other occasions. The way you do that is you really bow up here in the red zone, and that's one of the things that is a point of pride for them. They only give up, as we said earlier, 9.7 points per game. That's actually factoring in that 51-point performance by the #1 team in Class 7A Thompson.
Second down. Ray over the middle. Pass is caught inside the 5. Wow, what hands there by Charlie Reeves holding on to that football.
And that was actually really good defense here. Watch Mac Palmer defensively for the Spartans, but pulling it up at just the last second there was Reeves. And once again, now first down and goal.
Had to catch it twice. Big opportunity for the Patriots to get back in this one. Ray keeps, follows his lead block from Odell, but he's spun backwards. Trent Wright, leading tackler of this Mountain Brook defense, helping out on the stop.
And you can tell that's all film study right here. They get down into the red zone, they get down close to the goal line, they will go with their leading rusher, which happens to be their quarterback in Woods Ray. And a great job defensively by the Spartans, knowing exactly how Homewood was going to dial that up, and they were prepared for it.
So second down and goal, and a must-score situation here for the Patriots. Already down 14-0. And we've got some early movement. This could be a costly penalty if it's against the offense.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down, second down.
So this will make it a little tougher.
So instead of 2 plays to get 3 yards, you now have a couple of plays to get 8, and we'll see if they put the ball in the air once again. One of the top targets for Homewood down here is Marsh, but then also the quarterback is also a great runner.
Here comes the pressure off the edge. Pass over the middle, caught for the touchdown. Charlie Reeves, second time on the drive that Woods Ray found Charlie Reeves over the middle, the exact same pattern. This results in a huge touchdown for the home team.
It caps off a really solid drive there for the Patriots. I think they got exactly what they wanted out of the offense. You got the passing game going early on, then you started to run the football, and then a couple of nice passes to Reeves down here in the red zone. And they do what very few teams have done against this Mountain Brook football team, and that score a touchdown.
And the point after is a beaut, as C.J. Daniel boots it through there. 7:42 to play here in the first half. Homewood is pulled to within a touchdown of Mountain Brook.
This is your invitation to shop Team 1 Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team 1 Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
Hey, coming up next Thursday night on Thursday Night Lights, we will drop down to Class 1A, Maplesville and Otagoville. A great matchup coming your way next Thursday night, 7 o'clock kickoff right here on WOTM, My 68, and the AHSAA statewide network. A big drive there by Homewood that they so desperately needed. Woods Ray to Charlie Reeves, capping it off with the 8-yard touchdown, making it a 14-7 game. And here's Mountain Brook on the kickoff return, and it's a good one as Brian Condit brings it all the way out to the 37-yard line.
Well, just for context, that's just the 3rd touchdown given up by Mountain Brook in all games outside of that Thompson game. They played out of region. They gave up 7 points to Huffman in a blowout, also 7 points on the road at Huntsville. So that Patriot offense needed a big drive. They got it, and they were able to do what just two teams have done all year.
Actually, Jackson Beatty on the good return, giving Mountain Brook first down at the 36. And this is Cole Gamble starting this series at running back, and he spins up the middle for about a 6-yard gain. Again, the running game for Mountain Brook has just been so effective here in this football game.
There you see for the Patriots, Mike Nagy, wearing number 43, got into the backfield there for the Homewood Patriots, but then well blocked along the side for Mountain Brook.
Second down and short. Colvin's pass is caught at midfield, and getting up the field quickly is Jake Thompson as he is inside the Homewood 40 for another first down.
That's a picture-perfect pass there by Colvin. Splits two Homewood Patriot defenders, kind of sitting right there in that soft part of the defense. Two linebackers right there, and it's a mismatch with Thompson because he is one of the faster players on the Mountain Brook Spartan football team.
First down at the 38. Here is the give to Gamble. And he is down the sideline and in for the touchdown.
What an excellent running play here for the Mountain Brook Spartans. And the guy who just caught the football, Jake Thompson, he comes up with a monster block on the outside to help spring him free. There you see Big 5. Also give a lot of credit there to 14, Palin Wilkinson Jackson Beatty for the Spartans. Two big plays along the outside with the receivers. And they get in once again, responding very quickly to that Homewood touchdown.
Having their way with the running game tonight is Mountain Brook, and the extra point by Harradine is good. So they get the touchdown right back. The long touchdown run by Cole Gamble. And it's a 14-point lead again for the Spartans.
It's a new day here at Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. Hi, I'm Kevin Riggin, General Manager, and I would like to personally invite you in to see the Team 1 difference. We offer one of the best inventories in North Alabama, and we will always promise the best deal. Visit our service department where we have highly trained technicians and the latest equipment. Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Welcome to the award-winning Chocolaca Park in Oxford, Alabama. We believe Chocolaca Park is the place to be, and our fans agree, describing the park as breathtaking, professional, and fun for all. With plenty of parking, restrooms, concessions, and a top-notch staff, we are confident your experience will be second to none. Join us today at Chocolaca Park.
Well, a quick score by Mountain Brook has made it a 14-point lead again. 6:27 here in the first half from Waldrop Stadium in Homewood, in a game that if Mountain Brook wins tonight, they will wrap up the region championship and would be seeded 1 heading into the 6A state playoffs. And they are looking good tonight, especially with their running game. Colvin has thrown a few passes. They've been of the short variety. But when your offensive line is able to block and open up holes for the running backs, you stay with the running game.
That's exactly right, and they were able to do so on the very first drive, and then once again there in the first drive of the second quarter as well, kind of taking a little bit of the air out of the Patriots, who scored on their last time they had the ball.
And so here is the kickoff return by Harris Folks, and the young sophomore gets it upfield for a good return. A flag comes in though, and this could be an illegal block on the kicking team, or the kick receiving team. If so, the Patriots will be starting with some very poor field position. Official still talking, probably about the point of the infraction where it occurred on the field. And here's a look at the 6A Region 5 standings that we have been alluding to tonight. It's pretty much a three-horse race there, the top three teams. Mountain Brook controls their own destiny, as does actually Homewood. If Homewood wins tonight and again next week against Briarwood, they would be able to claim the region championship. Briarwood does not control their own destiny in this situation.
That's exactly right. A week ago, Mountain Brook's win over Briarwood really started to set the table. This game will give you another data point going into region play. And then, of course, next week, as Briarwood and Homewood match up, we'll get true clarity about the seedings, 1, 2, and 3. So a really competitive region. We knew that going into the season, and it certainly has played out as well.
Briarwood needs Homewood to do them a favor and beat Mountain Brook, then they get Homewood next week. That's what they're hoping for watching this game tonight. But the situation a moment ago, it was offsetting penalties, so we will re-kick. Very unusual to see offsetting penalties on a kickoff.
On a kickoff, exactly. That's exactly right. You don't see that very often. We got it there, and kind of one of those situations for Homewood. Got a nice return out of it. We'll see if they can replicate that. But what we were saying beforehand about that Mountain Brook drive, taking a little bit of the air out of the Patriots. We'll see if they can get it back here, getting the ball back, and see if they can cut this thing back down to a one-score game.
And here's Haradine's kick, sails into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And so Homewood will come back out on the field. 6:18 to play here in the second quarter. Had a nice drive their last series. A drive that was aided by a pass interference call that was a very good call. But with the way Mountain Brook is able to move the ball with the running game, it kind of runs the clock, shortens the game, limits your possessions, puts a lot of pressure on your offense if you're Homewood to be productive when you get the football.
Yeah, every possession is at a premium for the Patriots and everybody that Mountain Brook plays, just because of the fact that they were able to run the ball so effectively, and they have a stable of running backs that they're able to do it with, and we've seen already a few of those guys so far, and shades right now of what we saw at the beginning part of the game, and just a little slow starting off here. We'll finally get this possession underway.
They needed the football. We've got to have the football, right? Ray looking to throw, flushed out of the pocket, on the run, and just has to get rid of it.
Pressure on the outside there by Jack King. Quinn Thomas there, you see it on the left-hand side of your screen there. Correction, it's Quinn Thomas there playing his defensive end spot, and cleaned up there by big number 91, Parker Avery.
Oh, what a bull rush by sophomore Jack King. He just blew up the blocker for Homewood.
Shot of Parker Avery there, another one of the juniors for this football team, and this is a really talented junior class. I think this junior class and the senior class really work well together. You really need that in high-end football. A really strong senior class of leaders, but then also a lot of juniors that can contribute.
Here comes the blitz up the middle. Pass is incomplete. There's a drop from Charlie Reeves. Well, he made a couple of great catches, including the touchdown on the last drive, but he dropped a pass right on the money here.
Uncharacteristic of Reeves from what we've seen so far in this one. He made a really tough catch there at first go-around. Wonder if that safety coming back over the top had anything to do with that. Nice play there defensively on the back end there by McGowan, we saw earlier, coming up with a nice play from his cornerback spot.
So 2 incompletions, making it 3rd and 10 for Homewood. Empty set. Woods Ray against a 4-man rush, pressured right away, and they're going to get to Ray and sack him for a 4-yard loss. They get to him with 4 rushers. So Mountain Brook turning up the heat a little bit on Ray, as he was effective on that last drive, completing a number of balls, but here they get after him on all 3 plays in this 3-and-out series.
It's a phenomenal adjustment here by the Spartans defensively. Parker Avery had a great hand in that in 2 of those 3 plays, being able to get Homewood off the field. Been really impressed with this unit, and you know that they were really agitated getting that touchdown scored on them on the previous possession.
And this is Thompson backpedaling, now comes upfield and has his forward progress stopped by Homewood's Cooper Johnston. And we'd like to thank our friends at King Towing, the King Boys Towing and Recovery, for their assistance each and every week on the Thursday Night Lights AHSAA WOTM game of the week. King's Boys Towing and Recovery do a lot for the local community throughout the year. Thanks for their support each and every week here on Thursday Night Lights. So here's Mountain Brook with the football again. Great field position. And here is the handoff as they stay with that running game. This time, not much running room at all for Will Waldrop as he was wrapped up by Henry Watson, the senior inside linebacker.
A nice play there defensively by the Patriots. They know this running attack is coming. This is one of the things now for Mountain Brook where they can start to put the ball in the air some, but the way that this ground game has worked so far, there's really not much of a need to.
Play gain 2, 2nd and 8. Handoff up the middle again to Waldrop. Waldrop, tough running, surging forward for an Amherst first down.
Really characteristic of what we've seen from all of these Mountain Brook running backs, being able to not only fall forward, but just give second effort after the first contact. Here you see, gets through the line of scrimmage. Nice play there, being able to get into the hole with Henry Watson. However, he's able to drag him and a few other Patriots for more yards in the first down.
First down at the 41. Colvin with the play action, going to go for the home run ball. Receivers there, it's a touchdown. That was a beautiful play. Sims Brown on the touchdown catch.
This is exactly what happens when you run the ball so well. Everybody is up to try to stop the run. You have eyes in the backfield from your defensive backs, and then you're able to pop one over the top, and you have a quarterback in Colvin who can get the ball out there. Perfect play action. He's able to hide the ball well enough, and if you give Sims Brown even a little bit of space, he's able to score his second touchdown of the day. He's one of the big guys in the red zone, as we've seen so far this season and in this game, scoring a touchdown early, and then that time on the home run.
And that is Harradine for another extra point. Mountain Brook enjoying their largest lead in the game here late in the first half. Colvin to Sims Brown, giving them a 28-7 lead.
I was finally ready to buy my first home after renting for the last several years. As I started my search, I got overwhelmed by how many websites and confusing listings there are. That's when I found the experts at ERA King. To me, ERA means expertise, reliability, and activity. I depended on them to find a home in my budget, and they didn't stop working until the keys were in my hands. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Well, no doubt about it, Mountain Brook came to play tonight as they are leading Homewood here. 4:09 to play in the first half, 28-7. Another touchdown pass from Colvin to Sims Brown. They had a 15-yarder in the first quarter. They connected for the long ball there. And Mountain Brook, again, using that running game to set up the deep play action pass, and you could kind of see it coming. Sims Brown was way behind the Homewood secondary. So the Patriots get the ball back. 4:09 to play here before halftime.
That's what makes Mountain Brook so dangerous. If you are good up front, they can test you in the secondary. However, like Homewood, if you are not playing the run as well, they can lull you to sleep and then hit you over the top with the home run. Homewood not playing terribly defensively overall, but Mountain Brook just continuing to hit them in the soft spots, whether it's in the running game or that time as you saw in the pass.
Ray on the keep, and he's going to have about 3, maybe 4 yards as he was hit by Trent Wright, the linebacker for the Spartans.
Wright, another good football player for the Spartans, had a scoop and score, fumble return for a touchdown in our game about 6 weeks ago against Woodlawn. He's a really fine football player.
Second down and 6. Comes the blitz up the middle. Ray passes over the middle, and it is caught by Aaron Marsh, and this is going to be an Amherst first down as this play goes for a 10-yard gain.
As well as Mountain Brook plays, what they've given up in the passing game has been over the middle. That time you saw a nice crossing route there, and being able to not only get his hands on the football, but pick up a couple of extra yards as the leading receiver for this football team. Marsh coming in with 6 touchdowns and 404 yards into this contest.
First down play. Ray goes deep and well over the head of the intended receiver. J.C. Daniel. Coverage was outstanding that time in the Mountain Brook secondary.
Well, Mountain Brook Homewood trying to do a little bit what Mountain Brook did earlier, go over the top. And that time, just a little too far there. But you see the arm talent from both of these junior quarterbacks. Colvin on the touchdown pass, and Ray right there being able to get that ball, push that ball down the field.
Big difference is Mountain Brook's defense is not really having to respect the running game of Homewood, which is the exact opposite when Mountain Brook has the football. Second down and 10. Ray looking. Still looking. Now will fire it and has a receiver. It is Reeves. It's a foot race, and Reeves will take it in for the touchdown.
What a phenomenal play there by the Patriots. This is a busted play because Ray had really nowhere to go with the football. Just give a lot of credit to his athletic ability, just being able to scramble, and then give a lot of credit to the wide receivers, just finding a way to get open. And then that time gets in there into the end zone using his athletic ability. The play breaks down here. Good job defensively by the Spartans, but all that time is way too long to ask defensive backs to cover good receivers, and there it makes them pay.
So 2:39 to play here in the first half. A big touchdown pass from Woods Ray to Charlie Reeves, the second time this quarter that these two young men have hooked up for the touchdown, and it's now back to a 14-point lead for Mountain Brook. We are coming up at halftime. We will, as we mentioned earlier, have a special interview with Amherst President and CEO Bill Connor, who was in attendance today at the Amherst Foundation Charity Golf Tournament at the Oxmoor Valley Robert Trent Jones course. We were there. We'll have a conversation with him coming up at halftime. Also, we'll be joined by Maplesville head coach Brad Abbott, Otagoville head coach Javaris Jackson. That is our Thursday Night Lights matchup next Thursday night right here on WOTM and along the AHSAA network. Also, Centerpoint head coach George Bates. So we have got a lot coming up for you here at halftime. Homewood hanging in. That was kind of looked like a little bit of a Bo Nix play there by Woods Ray.
That's exactly right. What you saw in that game over in Baton Rouge, just trying to do your best to stay open, keep the play alive. This is what happens when you have a really athletic quarterback, and you saw the respect that the Spartan defense gave to him. Meanwhile, the receivers understanding the situation and then just doing their best to get open. Once the original play breaks down, you see Reeves there just finding a way to get open. His quarterback finds him, and as you mentioned, 2 touchdowns now from that combination.
So here's John Colvin. First down give is to Waldrop. Big hole taken down from behind at about the 34-yard line by Henry Watson, but is a Amherst first down.
This tackle there by the Patriots to keep this ball before the sticks, but we saw the talent there by Waldrop.
And this time it is Gamble in the game, able to get around the corner, lost his footing, or he would have picked up more yardage. Instead, it'll be a 3-yard gain.
See what the Spartans are doing here, keeping this ball in play. Last time you saw on the previous run, cutting it back inside. Pretty sure that is strategic. Try to see if they can use as much time as they can here and see if they can finish off this 2-minute drive with a touchdown.
Mountain Brook, as you see on the scoreboard there, they do have 2 timeouts remaining. Second down and 7. Colvin gets hit as he throws, and it is incomplete at the 45-yard line, and took a shot there. The receiver passed a little bit behind the receiver, but hey, you got to help your quarterback when he makes that kind of gutsy play.
That's exactly right. And you see they bring the running back in there, number 8, Kane, to help block, but then nobody there on the backside as you see Colvin there take a shot from Miller Chapman, who we've talked about a couple times before, but an easy one there for the receiver, an uncharacteristic drop.
So 3rd and 7. Chance for the Homewood defense to get off the field and get the ball back with 2 timeouts. Colvin, little pump fake, little throw over the middle, well executed play as Jake Thompson is going to be close to first down yardage. Little short, I believe. It's going to be 4th down and 2.
And there you see George Kane of Mountain Brook saying, let's go for it, trying to convince his coaches. And we'll see if Chris Yeager takes a timeout here. And we'll talk it over.
And he'll take one of his 2 remaining timeouts with 1:09 to play here in the first half. We'll see what they decide to do.
Homewood
on 4th.
Second of the half.
And 2 out of the timeout. And coming up live on Friday Night Rivals, you've got Clay Chalkville versus Pinson Valley. That'll kick off tomorrow night on My 68 at 7 o'clock. And it will also re-air on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on WOTM.
Talk about great region games. We have one right here. That will be a phenomenal one tomorrow night as the #1 team in the state in Clay Chalkville will take on Pinson Valley, also ranked in the top 10 this week. Coming in there at number 7 on the season. Pinson Valley with a couple of losses. You might remember it had a great year last year. A guy by the name of Kool-Aid McKinstry led that group, now a star with the University of Alabama. Coach Sam Shade and his football team looking to pull off the upset and another big region victory there. So that should be a great one tomorrow night.
4th and 2, the Mountain Brook offense comes back out on the field. And they shift, and they bring the punting unit out.
Well, this is a really interesting play there, and then being able to, I think, keep Homewood's defense out there instead of the punt return unit was the goal.
And so the Spartans punt it away. It'll hit inside the 20 and will be down just inside the 10. Well executed that time by Mountain Brook. So Homewood will take over 1st and 10 inside their 10, 57.1 remaining, only 1 timeout. I don't think the Patriots will get too aggressive here.
You know,
but we shall see.
So. Yeah, you wouldn't think so after what we saw on their last drive. We'll see what they do here, but you saw that whole line change. I know hockey starts next Tuesday in the NHL, but you saw a whole line change there for Mountain Brook, and I think executed exactly what Coach Yeager wanted, being able to keep those defensive tackles, those defensive ends on the field, so no chance at a return, and then an excellent punt puts them over and deep in their own territory. And I think because of that, like you said, Homewood will have to play a little bit more conservatively here.
Ray rolls out to his left and throws it away, so that's going to stop the clock. 51.2, 2nd and 10.
That time just nowhere to go. Wonder if there was anything deep that he was looking for first and then trying to go with the check down there. You see what the Patriot staff wants to do here. Of course, Mountain Brook with those 2 timeouts. So if Homewood stops the clock again, it wouldn't surprise me a bit if Mountain Brook takes a timeout to see if they can get the ball back.
Now to the running game, and Odell slips and falls behind the line of scrimmage. And now here is the timeout taken
Mountain Brook
by Mountain Brook.
The 2nd of the half.
So basically throwing that ball away on 1st down was essentially a free timeout for Mountain Brook.
That's exactly right. And with the quick strike offense that we just saw from the Spartans, I'm sure Coach Yeager and the coaching staff say, hey, we might get the ball back. They've already done the math of when they be able to get the ball back if they're able to stop Homewood here. So we'll see what the Spartans do.
Hey, if you've got any home improvement needs around your home, and who doesn't, right? Well, Alabama Professional Services is your one-stop shop. They can do it all, from foundation repair all the way to pest control, lawn care, even assist with gutter issues. Alabama Professional Services, your one source for home improvement. You can learn more about what they provide and the services they offer at calltheshield.com. Thursday Night Lights presented each week by Alabama Professional Services. So Mountain Brook would love to get the football back here if they come up with the stop. It's Homewood now, 3rd and 11 from inside their 10. And Ray will take off and run. He will cut it up and stay in bounds, picks up about 4 yards, but Mountain Brook is able to use that timeout. So basically, again, that first down incompletion has extended the first half and is going to give Mountain Brook one more crack at it.
That's exactly right, and we don't know what the play call was and see if he wanted to take a shot down the field first. But you mentioned it's a quasi timeout for Mountain Brook, and then now they'll be able to get the football back here, and we've seen what this team's been able to do from a quick strike perspective. I'm sure Coach Yeager, first of all, wants to make sure that they get off the field here with no penalty on the punt.
And remember, the first punt of the game, a very low snap for Homewood, that they were fortunate to not have that punt blocked. Mountain Brook has an outstanding place kicker as well. In Reed Harradine, so if they could get a good return out of the punt and might be in field goal range, Homewood's gonna have to punt this from right around their own goal line.
For Mountain Brook, I don't think that they have to go for it, but they've been aggressive this entire game, so I won't be a bit surprised if they do send their blocking unit out there. They call for a block, or traditionally just set up for the return with a nice wall.
So Ray will punt. Well, he won't. Flag. Or whistle at least. Get the call from the official.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
5-yard penalty will not be enough for a first down, but it will provide Ray a little more breathing room to get the punt away. And the kick is out of there. And this is Jake Thompson on the return. Thompson, nice job to get it back to around the 46, so that'll stop the clock with about 27.2. Mountain Brook has no timeouts, but they do have the capability to move closer to field goal range.
Thanks in large part to this junior quarterback right here, and John Colvin, who's had a phenomenal game so far, really helping balance out this offense. A couple of touchdown passes on the game as well.
First down at the 45. Colvin pressured right up the middle and just slings this one out of bounds.
Great defensive play call there by the Patriots, being able to send the blitz.
.8 remaining.
Intentional grounding, offense, 5-yard penalty, also loss of down, 2nd down.
Big call there.
Penalties have been kind of a big part of the storyline as we've marched towards the end of this first half, and There, another one kind of hurts Mountain Brook there, and we'll see how they handle this last 21-point A. They continue to go for it. Looks like they will.
2nd and 24 now after the penalty. Back at their own 41. Colvin steps up and will step out of bounds just short of midfield with 13.3.
Yeah, it was a wise decision there by Colvin. Had a couple of guys down deep in Homewood territory, down deep, and decided to tuck it and run it. This time not throwing it with the penalty there on their last play. So it's still another 3rd and long situation.
And they'll just run the football here with Will Waldrop. He's tripped up at about the 48. And that should take us to the end of the first half. So a lot of points here on the scoreboard here in the first 2 quarters, as the Spartans of Mountain Brook will head to the locker room with a 28-14 lead here at halftime from Waldrop Stadium in Homewood in this big Class 6A Region 5 matchup here on Thursday Night Lights. And we'll take a break and come back with halftime festivities from Waldrop Stadium in just a moment.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
At Team One Toyota, you'll always find the car you want at a price you'll love. And shopping with Team One Toyota is like no other experience. Right now, you can custom order your brand new Toyota. You can pick the color you want, the trim you want, the interior you want, all the equipment and technology you'll want. And this month, when you come into the dealership to custom order your Toyota with us, we'll take an additional $500 off. A lot is changing in the car business because we're the ones changing. Choose Team One Toyota, where we're driven by great people and great prices.
Welcome to the award-winning Chocolaca Park in Oxford, Alabama. We believe Chocolaca Park is the place to be, and our fans agree, describing the park as breathtaking, professional, and fun for all. With plenty of parking, restrooms, concessions, and a top-notch staff, we are confident your experience will be second to none. Join us today at Chocolaca Park.
And welcome back to Thursday Night Lights. We are at halftime here at Homewood High School, the Patriots and the Mountain Brook Spartans. Mickey Shadricks and Gerhard Mathangani. You know, Gerhard, today was a very special day for one of our great sponsors on Thursday Night Lights, AmFirst Federal Credit Union. And we caught up with CEO Bill Connor at the Oxmoor Valley Robert Trent Jones course as they were hosting the AmFirst Foundation Charity Golf Tournament. Welcome, Mr. Connor. We know this is one of your biggest fundraisers of the year. Talk about what this means to the AmFirst team.
Well, I appreciate y'all being here sponsoring us today. We're excited to be here today. The AmFirst Foundation puts on this golf tournament every year. The AmFirst Foundation is the charitable arm of America's First Federal Credit Union. And we have about 180,000 members spread across a lot of communities in central Alabama. So our foundation is really important to the culture of the credit union because it's our way to communicate and to connect with the communities that we serve. So in this case, we were really not happy the fact that we had to cancel the tournament last year. So we're really excited to be able to put this on today. We've got a great day. We've got a full golf course. Over 200 golfers have signed up to participate in this. So we're very excited about today. Now, the charitable foundation of America's First, on an annual basis, our employees actually vote on the charities that we're going to support. And so every year, part of the foundation's role is to congregate a lot of options for the charities, and then the employees will pick 3 of those charities. And so this year, we're supporting Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Greater Birmingham. We're supporting a veterans group called 3 Hots and a Cot, and then Smile a Mile, which is a foundation, a group that serves childhood cancer victims. So 3 really wonderful charities in the Birmingham area, and we're very excited. This is going to be our biggest event. It seems like it gets a little bigger every year, but we're really excited this year because we have raised $120,000 for these 3 charities. So each of the charities, in just a little bit, will be getting a check for $40,000, which I think will be a really significant amount for them and go a long way toward helping them fulfill their mission.
You know, Bill, we certainly thank you here at WOTM for your support of high school athletics and this broadcast as well. I know AmFirst has a real passion for the communities they serve.
Right, yes it is. Community service is a huge part of the culture at AmFirst. And we have a lot of different programs outside of things like the golf tournament. We utilize a lot of different programs during the year. We have employees who get a free day off every year to volunteer in the communities that we serve. And so we encourage all of our employees to use their day off to work in the community. It's a huge part of what we are, again, and part of our culture. We have a lot of other different programs as well. We have a scholarship program every year, a Rising Star Student Award that we give every year. We've awarded already over $145,000 in college scholarships to very worthy high school graduates. The program is going on again this year, so we'll be excited in the spring to award another set of scholarships to some really deserving students. So outside of that, we have programs for financial literacy in the community. We have a kids club program where we try and instill in our younger folks some ideas about financial wellness and how they can save money and begin saving money. So a lot of different things that kind of tie back into our service outside the community. Of course, as a financial institution, we have a lot of the typical products and services that you would think, like car loans and mortgages and those things. But outside of that, as I said, we really believe for our culture, it's very important that we also be really active and involved in the communities we serve. We are a community credit union, so that is part of our culture. And we're just really excited for events like this and happy to have such a great outcome today.
All right, Bill, finally, if someone wanted more information about AmFirst, where would they find it?
Well, as I mentioned, we've got 21 branch locations all around the central Alabama area. So you can give us a call, come by any branch, or you can check us out on the web at amfirst.org.
All right, AmFirst CEO Bill Connor, thanks for joining us here at halftime. We'll be right back with Thursday Night Lights after this timeout.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
This is your invitation to shop Team One Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team One Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Mountain Brook leading Homewood at halftime, 28-14 from Waldrop Stadium in Homewood. We continue now with our halftime festivities here on Thursday Night Lights. And right now we got a very special feature looking ahead to our game next Thursday night between Otagoville and Maplesville. John Holder catching up with both head coaches, Javaris Jackson and Brad Abbott.
We continue now the AHSAA Weekly. Coming up on Thursday night, October 21st, here on WOTM, is our AHSAA statewide game of the week. And that game is going to feature some great small school action from Central Alabama. It will be the Otagoville Eagles playing host to the Maplesville Red Devils. We have the head coach of Maplesville right now joining us, Coach Brad Abbott. Coach Abbott, welcome in. Glad to have you with us on the AHSAA Weekly.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Coach, your football team undefeated, ranked number 3 in the state as we speak at this time. I know you got heading into a big game with a county rival in Verbena coming up before you get to this game coming up at Otagoville. But just your assessment so far of this football team. There can't be a lot that you are displeased with, I would think, at this point in time.
Oh, not at this particular time, no, sir. We're very surprised to be where we're at. We had a lot of question marks coming in this year. But we have an outstanding senior class that has really stepped up, took on the leadership of this team, and have got us in this position that we're at right now.
Coach, let's tell folks about some of those seniors perhaps that have been leaders for your team, that folks that are watching this game around the state on the 21st that they probably want to become familiar with in your Maplesville program.
Yes, we're lucky to have 4 of those seniors on our offensive line. Really, we have 5. Sometimes we'll go in a heavy set. So we have another senior that comes in, and we'll have he's lined up as a tight end, but he has a lineman number. He's like 280. He's not a tight end, but those 5 guys are really the key to this year. Trayvon Blackman, Hayden Lolly, Cole Gray. We got Mason Poe, who's a junior. We have Adolphus Harris, who's a senior, and Austin Johnson. Those 6 guys have really been the focal of our offense this year. Brady Harrison, who runs the fullback for us, he's knocking at 1,000 yards already this year. And of course, in small town football, y'all know that most of those guys are also going to be across the line on defense as well. So a lot of those guys are playing defensive line. Brady is our inside linebacker. And like those seniors right there with Cole Gray at offensive guard have really been leaders and been the focus of our team this year.
We are speaking now with the head coach of the Otagoville High School Eagles. Coach Javaris Jackson joins us now. We're getting ready for a big small school game in Central Alabama coming up here on the AHSAA statewide game of the week on WOTM. That will feature his Otagoville Eagles and the state-ranked Maplesville Red Devils coming to town on the 21st of October. Coach, thank you so much for the time and for being with us here on the AHSAA Weekly.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Coach, your football team 5-2, right in the thick of the region race like a lot of teams are at this time of year. Just tell us about your football team so far this year.
Oh, we've been doing good. We had a little slip up against highly ranked Notasulga. We lost to them by 3 points, but we have wheeled off 5 straight victories, and then we had a little hiccup last week. But we'll continue to keep fighting, keep pushing, practicing hard, and just getting ready for our next game.
Well, of course, before we get to Maplesville, the game that folks will see statewide here, you got another game coming up before that, which is double tough with Lochapoka. But let's talk about some players on the team. Who are some of the folks, when they're tuning in from around the state and watching this great small school matchup, who are some players that folks need to look out for Otagoville?
Well, for starters, they need to look out for my quarterback, Jaden Nixon. He's a 6'3" junior. He's had a couple games with multiple touchdowns. I also have a running back. He's also as a junior, Jamarcus Golson, number 30. He's been carrying the load for us pretty good. I have another 6'3" wide receiver, Ladarian Golson, who also plays defensive end for me, which he has been really, a good key player for us this year. And also we have another back that kind of switching back between offensive line, Jamarcus Rose. So they've been carrying the load for us this year. We've been pretty solid. I only have 3 seniors, so,
The future does look bright. Coach, for folks that are not familiar maybe with 1A football, but especially in your part of the state of Alabama, I think they're going to be surprised by the level of talent and the number of athletes that folks like Otagoville and Notasulga and Lochapoka and Billingsley and all those kind of folks that can throw out. Just speak to that about the level of competition in your part of the state in Class 1A.
Well, in Class 1A in our region right now, we have a total, in our region just alone, we have a total of 4 teams that, either been ranked or nominated. I, myself, we have been nominated. Lochapoka has started the season off ranked. Notasulga has started the season off ranked. Mapleville has started the season off ranked. So in our region alone, that's 4 teams in the top 15 in the state of Alabama. So that just goes to show that our region is a tough region. It's a deep region. A lot of football talent in this region. So it's been great the last 2 years for me and for my players for us to get better, because we have been in the same region for 2 years, and most teams in our region are ranked. So that's a plus.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Sarah Automotive is bringing you a sweet selection with our best pre-owned inventory of the year and new vehicles arriving daily. We're giving you early access to our Slash-a-thon sale pricing. There's never been a better time to get more for your money. We've never paid more for your trade. Get a cash offer even if you don't buy from us. At Sarah Automotive, we're stepping on the gas and loading up our lot. Come in today and get more Ford, Honda, and Nissan for your money. No tricks, just slash prices all month long. Sarah Automotive, Highway 280, Sylacauga.
Welcome to the award-winning Chocolaca Park in Oxford, Alabama. We believe Chocolaca Park is the place to be, and our fans agree, describing the park as breathtaking, professional, and fun for all. With plenty of parking, restrooms, concessions, and a top-notch staff, we are confident your experience will be second to none. Join us today at Chocolaca Park.
And we continue at halftime here at Waldrop Stadium. The Homewood High School Marching Band performing here at halftime. Mountain Brook leading Homewood in this Class 6A Region 5 matchup tonight, 28-14. Now time for a special segment on Center Point football. Back-to-back playoff appearances for Center Point, and John Holder catching up with their head coach, George Bates.
We are back on the AHSAA Weekly, presented by America's First Federal Credit Union. We are going to be joined now by the head football coach at Center Point High School, George Bates. Coach Bates, welcome in. Glad to have you with us again on the AHSAA Weekly.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, your football team last week, a region win in Class 5A Region 6, beating Hayden 47-6. You're one win away now from guaranteeing and clinching that your team will be in the Class 5A state playoffs, and that is significant for this Center Point program because if you do that, you will be the first team in this last couple of decades, since the turn of the century, with the senior class, all 4 years, 4 consecutive years, your team will have made the football playoffs. That has got to be something great for your program there at Center Point.
Yeah, it's an amazing feat and something we don't take lightly. We've been telling the kids since Monday how important this is for our program, how elated to have those guys in our program that stuck around in a program that was really going down the wrong trail. And those guys stuck with us when we got the job back in 2018. And they're just setting a new standard.
You mentioned turning the program around. The previous 40 games to when you arrived in 2018, Center Point had gone 3-37. Now 18, 19, 20, and looks like it's going to happen in 21 state playoffs in each of those years. What has been, you think, the key to the turnaround over these last 4 seasons?
I think we've been blessed with administration allow us to get a great staff in. And hire new guys when we need to. But the kids are buying in. And one of the biggest things is most of the kids in our community, I just say we don't have all of them, but about 90% of the kids in our community have stayed at Center Point. And that's a tremendous, thing. So we're a homegrown team and just excited for those guys sticking around. And now the sky's the limit for us. We're just starting, to be honest with you.
Heading into the region game with St. Clair County coming up, your career record is now 66-47, and you developed kind of a reputation there in the Metro Birmingham area of being a guy that comes in and rebuilds programs. It takes programs that are down and brings them back. And just your thoughts on that. What's kind of your scheme, your thoughts when you walk into a program like Center Point was when you were there, where they had been down for a few years? What's kind of the first things that you do as far as building that program back?
The first thing is we want to see and look at the program and see why they hadn't been winning. You don't know if it's the culture. You don't know if the numbers, the number of kids you have, the athleticism, the talent. You have to go in and kind of see exactly what's the reason why. And once you know the reason why, you go from there. And like I said, every situation different. Like I said, me and my staff, we've never taken over a program that had been successful years prior to taking over. So it's just a thing, like every program is different, and you try to give them, implement some things that they need to jolt it right then.
Tell us about this group of seniors, because when you came, they were in the 9th grade, and they made the playoffs your first year, and then they've made the playoffs every year. How important has this group that's now going to be seniors, there's your senior class this year, that when you took over, they were in the 9th grade. How important has this class been to this Center Point football program?
It's been huge because this group came in, like I said, it's special to us and and our staff because we came in together. And so every bad habit they have, if they have any, it's come from the new staff. But the main thing is those guys stuck together. Some guys, left and went other places, for whatever reason. We wish those guys luck, to this day. But those guys that stayed, man, it's just a testament to believing in Center Point High School and what it can be.
Well, Coach, you've done a remarkable job, you and all the staff and the young people there at Center Point, administration included in that, in turning this thing around and being a playoff team each and every year. It's been remarkable to watch. Best wishes to you and your football team throughout the rest of the season and potentially the state playoffs as we head into the home stretch of the season. Thank you for being with us here on the AHSAA Weekly.
Thank you. Wings up.
George Bates, head coach of the Center Point High School Eagles, our guest this week on the AHSAA Weekly.
And the 35th meeting between Mountain Brook and Homewood, and it is the Spartans leading the Patriots at halftime 28-14. A well-balanced attack. Gerhard, a couple of rushing touchdowns and a couple of passing touchdowns in the first half.
A really balanced attack for Mountain Brook, being able to run the ball and throw the ball. Meanwhile, Homewood able to get some points on the board. A lot of teams don't do that, but this is how we got started off in this one. A really, really good running attack by the Spartans early on, capped off by Will Waldrop going in. That 2-yard touchdown run for the early 7-0 lead. We thought we might have a rout on our hands early on as Colvin goes to Simmons Brown for the touchdown, but then Homewood able to put together a nice little drive to score there. And then the running game once again back at it for Mountain Brook. Cole Gamble going 37 yards to the house on their first drive of the second quarter, 21-7. And then Colvin to Sims Brown, another huge touchdown play. But then when Homewood really needed a big play, they were able to get one late, kind of a busted play, but Woods Ray finds Charlie Reeves, his second touchdown pass going 67 yards. We talked about it earlier, this Mountain Brook defense does not give up a lot of points. Only 17 points to teams that are not Thompson, and so far 14 for Homewood, keeping themselves in this football game.
Yeah, Mountain Brook controlling the ball with the running game and keeping possession of the ball, running the clock, and keeping the Homewood offense on the sideline for the most part. And we are now ready for the second half. The kickoff returned out to about the 20-yard line by Mountain Brook's Jackson Beatty as the Spartans have the football to begin the second half. So a big series here for both of these teams here as it's a 14-point lead for Mountain Brook.
Yeah, it's kind of a clutch point here, I think, for both squads. And you heard Coach Yeager bragging a little bit about his football team, the way they were able to run the football. I wonder if they go back to that or go to the air. Both worked there in the second half, or the first half.
And they run the ball here on the first play of the second half. This is Sam Carr, George Kane on the carry for Mountain Brook. A 4-yard pickup, second down and 8. And they go quickly back to the line of scrimmage, and they hand it off to Kane again. Nice cut up field, and Kane is going to be knocked off his feet about a yard shy of a first down.
Well, this is what Mountain Brook did on that first drive. They were able to run the ball effectively, and it's kind of like death by 1,000 cuts. You do that over and over again. It really demoralizes the defense, and we saw the way that first half ended. Homewood able to get the points there on the board late. See if Mountain Brook continues this or do what they did earlier and use that play action to really use that passing game.
Third down and 1. Keep it on the ground with Gamble. He's going to have the first down. The first down out of the 35-yard line. So this is exactly the way Mountain Brook started the football game. Running the ball right at the Homewood D.
It's one of those things where they'll just keep doing it until Homewood stops it, or they just find something so wide open on the back end. That's what makes Mountain Brook so dangerous, and they're able to flip-flop players, and I think that it's a main credit we're seeing highlighted in this game with Waldrop and Gamble.
Colvin, empty set, gets the pass away, and it is caught. About a 4-yard gain as Rob Gillespie on the reception.
That was a really short pass there out of the empty backfield. Just making Homewood cover that short side of the field really well in the passing game.
Very efficient game tonight for junior John Colvin. Give to Will Waldrop. Huge hole, and Waldrop is going to take this the distance. Touchdown Mountain Brook right here at the start of the third quarter.
We talked about using a big play, and last time Mountain Brook had a big play, it was in the passing game. However, this time it is the running game that gets it done here. A huge hole set up. Now watch the blocking here. Good job. Zone blocking by that offensive line. Give a lot of credit to Nelson Crawford and company being able to run that football effectively the entire first quarter, and then starting out here in the second half with the exact same thing, except this time they go big play and a touchdown.
And Harradine sneaks in the extra point. Makes it a 35-14 lead. Will Waldrop, his second rushing touchdown of the night. We'll take a break and return to Waldrop Stadium after this timeout.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
And I'd like to remind you to tune in every Wednesday night at 6:30. It is the AHSAA Weekly, and it's hosted by John Holder, presented by our friends at AmFirst. Well, quite a start to the third quarter for Mountain Brook as they get the long touchdown run by Will Waldrop. And they have a 35-14 lead now.
It's hard not to see the similarities in the running backs for the Mountain Brook Spartans. Will Waldrop, Cole Gamble, they've both been phenomenal, and they've been phenomenal in both ways. They're able to do it in that short pass, in that short running game. They're also able to catch the ball out of the backfield, and then when they need to hit you with the home run, they can do so, and they have speed. 37-yard touchdown run by Gamble in the first half, a nice 62-yard touchdown run there by Waldrop in the second half. Just an embarrassment of riches in the backfield for Coach Chris Yeager and his bunch with both Waldrop, Gamble, and of course Colvin.
Mountain Brook offensive line dominating in this game with their blocking. So here is Odell, first down carry, maybe a yard. Outstanding defense by the Mountain Brook front, led by number 60, Tompkins Richardson.
And I'm pretty sure the most spirited conversation we had there at halftime was when the defensive players from Mountain Brook got together at the half and said, hey, this is not the style of football we've played all year long. I give a lot of credit to that Homewood offense being able to score those 2 touchdowns, but that's something that hadn't been done on this unit. And you see there just how excited they are after causing that really short run.
Second down and 9. Ray looking to throw. Passes away. Pass is caught at about the 28-yard line. That is J.C. Daniels, so it's going to be 3rd and 2.
Nice play call there from the Patriots. And this has worked just about all night here for Homewood, finding a way to get to the middle of that football field. That's one of the places where Mountain Brook is giving Homewood, and they've given teams some space there in the middle of the field, and if they can attack it, you can pick up some yards. Only problem is they're really good at recovery.
So 3rd and short, Ray in trouble, and he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
You see the difference there defensively for Mountain Brook. One of the big things that they do is they keep Woods Ray in front of them, and then if he tucks it and runs it, they go in for the tackle. What Homewood scored on their last drive, it was a broken play, and you saw Mountain Brook's defense, they just held back, and they just sat there and made sure Woods Ray didn't come towards the line of scrimmage. As soon as they did on that play, as you just saw, they scored a touchdown. The last time Ray able to find somebody up top for the touchdown.
As soon as those quarterbacks' eyes drop and then are no longer looking downfield, it's game over. And here is another good return by Thompson. Mountain Brook has had outstanding field position the entire night, and they're going to have it here again at the 45-yard line.
We said it in the first half, we'll repeat it here in the second half. It's complementary football. Their defense really doing a good job of helping out their offense, but then the unit that blends those two together is the special teams. At that time, Thompson able to sneak away a few yards here for his offense.
Largest lead of the game, 21 points now for Mountain Brook. And they stay with that potent running game as Cole Gamble has 6 yards.
Once again, just running to the short side of the field on the left side of the offensive line. Their attack has not really been complicated, complex, anything. It's just been a really power running style.
Gamble got the AmFirst first down, upended though on a nice tackle by Parker Sansing, the junior defensive back, coming up to make the play.
Nice aggressive play here by the junior defensive back, just coming in and filling that hole and cutting Gamble right there.
So Mountain Brook on the move once again. Inside Homewood territory at the 40. Colvin passes away. Receiver is wide open. That is Gillespie. And he is all the way down to the 21-yard line for another Amherst first down. Tackle made by Carter Engel.
Great execution here by the Spartans in the passing game. And you see Colvin being able to get that ball out there outside of the numbers, and not sure if that was a breakdown in who is covering who in that defensive scheme there by the Patriots.
Give up the middle is Will Waldrop. More, these two are just so interchangeable. You mentioned in the first half they really looked like the same player. Their numbers looked about the same too. And there you see Sims Brown going off the field. He fits that mold as well.
And he's a big weapon down here, especially in the red zone. We already saw him with a 15-yard touchdown catch earlier, getting a well-deserved breather here.
Second down and 5. Colvin with the play action goes over the middle. Pass is caught by Thompson at around the 1-yard line.
Nice route here because they've run the ball so well. The play action, as Coach Yeager talked about at halftime, working very well, and that's a good job adjusting back to the football by Thompson. There you see a little off the mark, but Thompson makes the catch.
And here's the handoff to Gamble, and he is in for the touchdown.
Very well-designed run here by Mountain Brook. Just going right over that right side of the offensive line. And
illegal formation,
again.
5 in the backfield against the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Penalty negates the touchdown. Let's take the points off the board.
Spoke a little too soon there. You see Coach Yeager and that offensive staff. Another key component of that staff is who you see right there beside Coach Yeager. That is Coach Matt Scott, former head coach at Gaston City High School, now with the offensive unit here in Mountain Brook.
So first and goal. This is Gamble, and he is wrapped up on the outside. Nice play. First man to arrive for Homewood was Adam Parker, the junior linebacker.
Good job adjusting here. You had the ball close to the 1-yard line, and now that it's further back, it's a challenge to your defense. Hey, can we get these guys off the field or hold them to a field goal?
Nice job by Parker fighting off the block, making the tackle. Second and goal from just outside the 6. Colvin passes over the middle. Thompson's got it, but he is immediately hit again by Adam Parker just short of the goal line.
Well, this is a really well-designed play, but then give a lot of credit there defensively for the Patriots. It's a one-on-one situation. Not many can run with Jake Thompson, but as soon as he got his hands on the football, nice open field tackle there by the Patriots secondary. They're able to hold him outside of the end zone.
So here's a third and goal from the 1. Waldrop in the backfield. He gets the ball, cuts it up, and he is in for the touchdown.
Once again, a lot of second effort runs here by Waldrop. He had it on the very first touchdown for the Spartans earlier on a 2-yard touchdown run. Blew through the initial contact to get into the end zone, and there it does it again on the 1-yard run. You take another look here. It's well blocked on that left-hand side. Nice kick-out block there by George Kane, and the second effort is good for the Mountain Brook running offense once again, and you see the effort, the enthusiasm, and they're back on the board.
And Harradine on to connect on his 6th extra point of the night. It is a rout right now. 42-14. Will Waldrop, 2 touchdown runs here in the third quarter, has given his team a 42-14 lead.
Every bank has their own app, but it's just that, theirs, not yours. At Amherst, our app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards you'll love. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you at Amherst.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
And 2 Mountain Brook touchdowns here in the third quarter is giving Coach Yeager's team a commanding 42-14 lead in what is essentially a region championship game in 6A Region 5 for the Mountain Brook Spartans. They win tonight, they will be the top seed out of Region 5. And they are also going to be a threat in 6A football overall come playoff time. Coach Yeager's had a couple of teams make it to the semifinals in his coaching career back in 2010 and 2020. There you see in the 6A rankings, he's ranked number 3 right now.
That's exactly right, especially after a huge win last week against Briarwood. For context, both these teams were in the top 10 as far as the preseason rankings go, but Mountain Brook, with their great season so far, their only blemish is to one of the best teams, not just in the state, but in the entire country, in Thompson, and so far putting themselves among those that are in the race for a state championship, as are some of the teams you'll see tomorrow night. Coming up right here on Friday Night Rivals, you have Clay Chalkville, the current #1 team in the state, taking on Pinson Valley, who right now sits number 7. So this is not only a big region game, but also you get to see kind of where everybody measures up in the state. And I'm pretty sure a lot of eyes in the Clay Chalkville area are paying attention to this one as well.
Aaron Marsh on the return out to the 25-yard line. So the Patriots take back over 1st and 10 on offense, and it seems like they've had the ball very little, only 1 3-and-out series here in this entire third quarter that's been dominated in time of possession by Mountain Brook.
We knew that the Spartans would make the adjustment defensively, but I think the key thing has been the offense. And as you mentioned, being able to get 2 touchdowns, and they were able to do so on 2 different kinds of drives. One drive, and in their last drive, they're able to run the football, get some timely passes, but then Will Waldrop hit the home run there on their first possession, and what was a close contest has turned into a rout.
And here's the handoff. First carry of the night for Caleb Colbert, the junior running back, earning about a yard on that first down carry.
See if Homewood continues to run the football here, or they start to put it in the air a little bit more. Down as many as they are, and of course, still a lot to be settled coming up next week between Homewood and Briarwood when they match up, and it looks like that will be for the number 2 versus the number 3 seed. The big part about that is the number 2 seed plays at home and the 3 seed travels.
Ray rolls to his left, throws at the last minute and throws it away.
Switch call. Great coverage there by Mountain Brook. Really nowhere to go with the football for Ray. And that's kind of been indicative of what we've seen, I would say, since the touchdown. Since Ray had the touchdown to Charlie Reeves, the second hookup, really nothing doing in the secondary, being able to get any kind of success for the Patriots through the air.
Mountain Brook doing a good job getting after this young man, putting pressure on Woods Ray. Most success he's had is when he's gotten the ball out of his hands quickly. 3rd and 9. Mountain Brook only 2 defenders at the line of scrimmage. Now they wind up rushing 4. They come free off the edge, and Ray's pass is complete to Marsh, but he's taken down well short of the first down on a nice tackle by Mountain Brook's John McMillan.
See the aggression here by that Spartan defense. There, Ray takes a shot by that backside backer, and you made mention of it. The 2 guys up front, and then they end up bringing 4. That's kind of the beauty of this Mountain Brook defense. They are so versatile, and they can attack you in so many different ways, which really is taxing on your offensive line to find out who's got what as far as the blocking schemes go.
Pressure by Patterson, tackle by Eisenhower. So here is the punt. Ray gets a low end-over-end kick out of there that will bounce out of bounds. And once again, story of the night, Mountain Brook is going to have very good field position as their offense comes back out on the field. There's Colvin and company.
Libby Dunn,
2:27 here to play in the third quarter.
Sarah Lawson Bistro, and Jewett Patterson.
And there's the Mountain Brook schedule that we've talked about. Again, this is the key game for them. They win this, they're region champs, they're top seed out of Region 5. And here is the run here by Cole Gamble.
That's exactly right. Homewood, as we said earlier, could play the spoiler and win the region with back-to-back W's. It was going to be a tough task. You see the way this one's going, but Chelsea coming up in the very last week of the season. It won't really matter win or lose in that one, and then another big matchup against Austin. So you take a look at what Mountain Brook's been able to schedule in the non-region part of their scheduling. You had the #1 team in the state in Thompson in Class 7A, a couple other 7A opponents in Huntsville and Austin to end the season. You could tell where Coach Yeager wants his team to be as they get towards the postseason.
Clay Burdishaw checking in at quarterback on the keep and runs it right up the middle for a big gain and an AM first down.
Starting to see a lot of New Jerseys in the house here for this Mountain Brook football team.
Colvin back in there. And this is called this young man's name a lot tonight, Waldrop. By the way, that was Wells Mark in at quarterback a moment ago. My mistake.
He's doing what he's done all game, running behind a great offensive line, being able to pick up the yards and first down as well. Coach Yeager is calling it a gem.
Injured player Parker Sansing for Homewood. Down on the field, 1:32 here to play in the third. And I'll tell you, if Homewood takes this in, or Mountain Brook takes this in, this could be the knockout blow here in the third quarter. Homewood, if they hold on and lose this game, which appears as though that will happen, barring some kind of major comeback in the fourth quarter. We've talked about it several times. A huge game next week against Briarwood.
That's exactly right. Another team in the top 10, and this will be for all the marbles as far as seeding goes, but the biggest seeding disparity is the 2 versus the 3. The reason being, as we talked about earlier, in the playoff, your 3 seed travels. So the loser of that football game more than likely will be on the road. The key game, I think, at Homewood's schedule was last week, scoring just 8 points against Shades Valley in that very close loss, 10-8. We'll see how everything else shakes out in this region, but we knew Mountain Brook would be a factor, Briarwood and Homewood. We just didn't know how much or where they will stand. Homewood had their crack today at the top team in the region. Looks like Mountain Brook will hold on and become the region champion, but Homewood still a lot of work to do next week.
Here's Kane up the middle, inside the 20. He was taken off his feet by Brandon Condon. As we go down to 1 minute here to play in the third quarter, a quarter that has been dominated by the Spartans.
We've mentioned Briarwood a few times here as we talked about this region. They are actually off this upcoming week before that Homewood game, so I'm sure a lot of them are paying attention to this one.
Here is Waldrop on the handoff. Nice job crashing down from the defensive end for Homewood, number 32, Carter Engel.
Still playing with a lot of pride, the Patriots are, but you know Mountain Brook wants to finish this one off strong and finish off the region with a region championship and be able to finish the season off with a couple of nice wins.
So it's 3rd and 4. We'll stop the clock with 10 seconds to play here in the third.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That'll make it 3rd and 9. Coach Yeager not upset about the fact that the play clock, I don't think, was reset after the last play. That was a very quick delay of game penalty.
It certainly was, and I think Coach Yeager is going to try to get an explanation here from the last play. You see there the play clock there.
There's no 5 for delay of ball game. third down.
Yeah, you were thinking that Coach Yeager might just let the clock run out. There was really no need to run the play before the end of the third. So they take the 5-yard penalty away. 3rd and 4. The clock starts back. And they get it off just as the third quarter ends, and the pass is incomplete. So that'll take us to the end of the fourth quarter. It'll be 4th down when we come back to Waldrop Stadium. It is all Mountain Brook tonight. The Spartans looking good late in the season, heading to the playoffs. They head to the fourth quarter with a 42-14 lead.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
I need the King Boys.
Don't call 2 clowns in a tow truck when you're dreaming of them King Boys.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the keyword is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now. And WOTM is your exclusive TV home for all the AHSAA championship events. We are headed toward the Super 7 in a few weeks. You can see all 7 state championship games right here on WOTM. If WOTM is not a part of your provider's channel lineup, call and request that they add WOTM, your home for all the AHSAA championship events. So it's 4th down and 4 from the 17 as we begin the fourth quarter. Coach Yeager leaving his offense on the field. Colvin got a receiver wide open in the end zone and underthrew him. Boy, that's about the only mistake that this young man has made tonight.
It certainly is, and it was a fantastic play call. They got exactly what they wanted. Had a pump fake to the outside and had Brown open. Sims Brown looking for the hat trick, going for his 3rd touchdown of the game, and that's one that Colvin wants back. But as you mentioned, he has played a phenomenal football game. About the only mistake.
His receiver was too open.
Yeah.
So Homewood takes back over. But they look up at the scoreboard and a mighty high hill to climb here in the 4th. And there you see a new quarterback in the game. That is Harris Folks, the sophomore. And here the running back taken down behind the line of scrimmage is Caleb Colbert. Didn't even have a chance to get started.
John McMillan just firing away there and coming through with a nice defensive play. We're seeing some new players for both teams rotating in here, but you also want to keep a certain amount of players that do start to help continue to have leadership experience and galvanize, whether it's the offense or the defense. It's a good look at one of the future playmakers for the Patriots moving forward, but that time, great play there by McMillan.
Second down and 17. And here goes the quarterback around the corner, picking up about 2, maybe 3 yards. Going to set up a 3rd down and long for this Patriot offense.
Really nothing going here for Mountain Brook, or for the Homewood offense. And the Mountain Brook defense, I think if you were to ask each and every one of them about today's performance, well, I think one of the things that they will be a little upset about themselves is the fact that they gave up that second touchdown. They haven't done that since the Thompson game. Hadn't done it at all to any other team outside of Thompson. And you can see they're continuing to play with that fire throughout the second half here. It's a really proud unit.
And they're not going to get the play off. Going to be penalized for delay of game. Or did they get the timeout? Well, while we have a timeout on the field, we'll take a look at the 1A state rankings this week.
Yeah, the 4 teams that really have owned Class 1A football: Brantley, Sweetwater, Maplesville, all down south, and then Pickens County, who's had a strong season there as well at number 4. Also Decatur Heritage. Wadley, a team that wasn't ranked at the beginning of the season. They've really turned heads with the Alabama Sports Writers climbing all the way up to number 6. You see Notasulga, they lost last week to Chickasaw. They dropped down, but not out of the top 10. You also see Keith in there as well. It's a really strong 1A classification overall. Most of the power down south.
And we will see Maplesville next week. Thursday Night Lights as they take on Otaugaville. So 3rd down and 12. They were awarded the timeout to avoid the penalty. And the rollout, and nothing doing. Quarterback injured. There's a flag coming in. I think a face mask penalty at the end of the play.
Yeah, that's exactly what it'll be. It's very, very end of the play here. Unnecessary because Vogel's already down. Just have to hope that young man's okay. Looks like he is.
So this will keep the drive alive, and Homewood will maintain possession. And as you mentioned, a lot of new players on both teams in the game here in the 4th quarter.
Daniel Thomas Johnson,
And here's the give up the middle. Colbert, short gain again.
33, Caleb Colbert on the carry for the Patriots.
The 2nd down and 8.
Nowhere to go there. The Mountain Brook defense playing really well. We mentioned the fact that both teams are starting to bring in new players, and not wholesale changes, but just getting some new faces into the game here. There's nothing that can replace game experience, and both teams are really getting that with their young guys.
Folks rolling out, and we'll keep it. Take a shot at the 36-yard line. A big hit delivered there by linebacker Vaughn Frost.
Jones Beavers also on the tackle there for the Spartans. You see the intensity has not let up at all defensively for Mountain Brook here in this 4th quarter.
Frost with the hit of the night. But this young man getting right back up, showing some toughness.
Yeah, toughness is the key word here. This is a really young football player, just a sophomore, playing out there with amongst the seniors and some of the starting unit for Mountain Brook.
Play clock down to 2. And they are not going to get it off unless they call timeout. Second time this has happened, and they're going to have to call another timeout to avoid a 5-yard penalty.
Homewood Patriots' next game will be next Friday night, October 22nd, against the Briarwood Christian Lions at Briarwood Christian High School. Game time is 7 o'clock. The Patriots return home to
Communication has been a bit of a struggle here for the Patriots. It was in that first quarter, that first drive, and then you're seeing it right here as well. And I know that the backup quarterbacks don't get a lot of those first team reps to really practice against the clock and everything else. And that time you're seeing teammates trying to pick him up as they look to close out this football game, try to muster something up and go into the next game with a little bit of confidence. I mean, it's one thing to lose, but it's another thing to not compete, especially at the end of the game, and especially when you have another huge one coming up next week. I'm sure that's the message for Coach Bergson and the Patriots staff. It's, hey, we can try to use this fourth quarter to get ourselves ready for next week against Briarwood.
3rd and 4. Got another penalty.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Timeout won't save this 5-yard penalty. This will back them up 5 and make it 3rd and 9.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of the frustration on the Homewood side. Mountain Brook's already good enough as they are. 1 loss on the season, dominating really throughout the year. You can't give them anything, can't give them free yards and get yourself behind the sticks.
And they'll run the ball, play it safe. Nowhere to go for Colbert once again as he's wrapped up, taken down. Trent Wright in on another tackle for the Spartan defense. So Mountain Brook force another Homewood punt.
A really proud unit by the Mountain Brook Spartan defense. I'm sure really happy with the result there of that possession. Really hard hitting, good, tough, fundamental football.
And a high snap. And this is going to be jumped on and down back inside the 5-yard line. As Abdul Maflai didn't have much choice here as the snap was just way over his head.
It's just been Murphy's Law here for Homewood. What can go wrong will, and it's been that way, I would say, ever since the start of the second half. Just not much going on here.
We'll take a break and return to Waldrop Stadium in just a moment. Actually, we are going to keep it right here as Mountain Brook will take the field on offense with a very short field to work with.
We saw Jack King earlier, sophomore running back, be able to score a touchdown against Woodlawn.
And the backup quarterback Wills Marks, the junior, on the keeper, unable to pick up any yardage. So it'll be 2nd down and goal as we took under 7 to play in this game. This game pretty much was decided in that 3rd quarter. It was a 28-14 game at halftime, but 2 Will Waldrop touchdown runs in that 3rd quarter, and it is now all Mountain Brook 42-14, and the Spartans are looking for more. Here is Jack King, the sophomore, as he dives down just inside the 2 to set up a 3rd and goal.
Yeah, the future running back position at Mountain Brook looks really solid. King is a nice piece here. Of course, he's just a sophomore, as you mentioned, and not really called upon to do a whole lot with your upperclassmen, with Waldrop and Gamble taking a lot of the heavy load, but Jack King will be a factor before his career is done with the Spartans.
King's got it, and he fights his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
There you saw the second effort by King, and it's what we saw earlier. And when you're a team like Mountain Brook and you beat a lot of teams by a large margin, the backside effects of that is that you're able to get a lot of the young guys on the field earlier. We've seen that with King and a lot of the other junior varsity football players dress out with the varsity, and you're able to make plays. Nothing replaces, as we said earlier, actually getting the snaps in on Friday and Thursday nights, and King another benefactor of that.
7th extra point of the night for Herodine. It's good when you're kicking extra points. It is all Mountain Brook, 49-14 here, 4th quarter.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
6:05 to play fourth quarter. There you see it is all Mountain Brook, 49-14 tonight here at Waldrop Stadium in Homewood. And there is Harradine coming out to kick it off for Mountain Brook. They just added to their lead with the 2-yard touchdown run from Jack King. This game will, I'm sure Coach Yeager will credit his offensive line for their domination at the line of scrimmage in this game. The way they've been able to run the football and control the clock, set up their play action passing game. It's really been an offensive clinic in that regard. So Homewood comes back out, 1st and 10. .605 to play.
Once again, the challenge for the Patriots is, can they put a sustained drive together, come away with some confidence as they leave this one. Of course, the challenge next week gets no easier with Briarwood, and Briarwood coming off of rest going into that matchup against the Patriots.
And here is the give to Ward. Correction, that's Jordan Kawhi.
Taking a look at there, the 7A rankings, according to the Alabama sports writers, no question who's the #1 team. All 21st place votes going to Thompson, one of the top 5 teams in the country. Meanwhile, they have a big battle with Hoover coming up, and more than likely both those teams will be undefeated going into that. Central Phoenix City's had a nice run so far. They're at #3. They already have a win over Auburn. That's Auburn's only loss of the year, coming in at 4. James Clements rounds out the top 5. They're really a surprise team in Class 7A. Here you see Fairhope, Oak Mountain, Theodore, Hewitt, Trustville rounding out that top 10.
Quarterback taken down from behind by Mountain Brook's Will Lucas, the sophomore linebacker.
And meanwhile, in the Class 6A rankings, you see Mountain Brook right here will move to 7-1 with a win here today at Homewood. Clay Chopville, who you'll see tomorrow, the #1 team. Hartswell was a really, really good year. And at #2, Helena, Spanish Fort, Briarwood, who plays Homewood coming up next week at #6. Pinson Valley, who you'll see tomorrow night against Clay Chopville at 7. Saraland, Hueytown, and J.O. Once again, J.O. has a nice season going on here, but really strong, I think, 6A classification. Most of the top 10 teams that are ranked, their only losses are when they move up in classification and play 7A squads.
And on 3rd and 11, not much running room at all that time, so it'll force a punt, and now we dip down into Class 5A.
This is a classification and a team at the top that I don't think a lot of people knew about coming into the year, but Pike Road has really been strong. Still undefeated on the season. Pleasant Grove, always a factor. Their one loss is actually not even on the field. It's by forfeit. Meanwhile, Leeds and Alexandria share a region. They'll play each other towards the end of the year, a lot like what we're going to see with Hoover and Thompson. There you see also Gunnersville, Central Clay County, UMS Wright, Russellville, Greenville, and Parker.
And this punt hits at the 48 and will go out of bounds at about the 43. And while we continue looking at rankings, here is your rankings in Class 4A. And you and I saw Viger this year, and they were very, very impressive in their win over Faith Academy.
No doubt about it, and they'll continue to stay atop there. Meanwhile, the defending state champion, #1 team in the state, also getting some love as far as first place votes go, Madison Academy and American Christian. So you see that there's a lot of parity with these top teams there in Class 5A. Brooks also, Northside in there in the top 10. West Limestone, as we saw earlier, we'll see in 4A having a good year as well.
3A, how about 5? They're always there, it seems like, every year, right at the top.
The nation's longest winning streak, sitting at 51 games in a row. The Fife Red Devils, until they beat them, I don't think that anybody can vote any other way outside of number 1. Montgomery Catholic, Trinity, there's Piedmont with only 1 loss on the year. Opp, coached by former Alabama head coach Mike DuBose. They're at number 5. Winfield at 6. Lauderdale County 7. Sacs impressing a lot of people. They're at number 8. Flomaton and T.R. Miller rounding out the top 10 there.
Wells Marks taken down behind the line of scrimmage by Will Keown, and here is Class 2A rankings.
Clark County, the number 1 team there. Also Lynette. Don't be too alarmed by their record. Their record is the 1 point loss to Hanley. Meanwhile, Mars Hill Bible expected to be a part of that conversation as well. Ayrton, Elba, Spring Garden, and Cleveland. You see the asterisk there because of forfeitures. Meanwhile, GW Long, Leroy, and Luverne there closing out that top 10.
This is John Cooper. We apologize for that. Cooper in at quarterback, and it's another first down as Jack King picks up the first down to the Homewood side of the field. And we continue now, and we're down to Class 1A.
Really great football down south between Brantley, Sweetwater, and Maplesville. As you mentioned, we'll see them next week. Pickens County, always a force there as well. Decatur Heritage sitting in at number 5. Wadley impressing everybody, still undefeated at number 6. Notasulga suffered their first loss last week to Chickasaw. Then drop out of the top 10, deservedly so. Keith, Summerton Christian, who's having a really strong season, and Milry, who had high expectations coming into the year, there at number 10.
And the first down give to King. And he's got about 6-7 yards. Another good run. Jack King having himself a productive second half as we're under 2 minutes to play as Mountain Brook continues to just run the football and run out this clock.
Key for them is just to keep everybody injury-free, march on to the next week, continue to be a force here in the Class 6A playoff run. But then, of course, the celebration tonight will be this, maybe T-shirts, hats. I don't know how they celebrate there in-house there in Mountain Brook, winning that region championship.
Cooper hands off to King. King's got the first down. Under a minute to go now.
This will be Mountain Brook's 12th region championship. They also go back-to-back as well and won last year's region championship. Also in 2011. This has been a really fantastic run for Coach Yeager's bunch. A lot of people know this program, this athletics program for basketball, but they're really making a name for themselves in the gridiron as well.
And Cooper goes to a knee for the final play of the game. And now they can just run out the clock and close out the game with the victory and claim the 6A Region 5 title. We'll come back to Waldrop Stadium and put a wrap on this one in just a moment.
Every bank has their own app, but it's just that, theirs, not yours. At AmFirst, our app was made for you. So it's easy to pay bills, deposit checks, or transfer money to friends and family from anywhere. It's even customizable, which means you can personalize your dashboard, create usage alerts, and redeem points for rewards you'll love. And you can do it all on your own time. So what are you waiting for? Get the app made for you at AmFirst.
Uncle Marcus, will you tell us the story about King Boys again?
Sure. Well, it all started back in 2008.
2008?
We didn't have all the fancy toy equipment we do now, but we did have a service and a desire to help our customers. You see, kids, you must train your mind and your body to be able to help the people you call customer. When they call on us, it's showtime. Understand me. King Boys' mission is to help when people are in need. So what's our motto, children?
King Boys forever!
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
And we're back at Waldrop Stadium. Mountain Brook coach Chris Yeager addressing his team after their 49-14 win. This is just a good old-fashioned football game, dominated. Coaches love when games, they'd like to talk about winning in the trenches. That's exactly what they did, controlling the line of scrimmage tonight.
And you have to know that Mountain Brook's really proud with two things: the way they started the game, the way they ended the game, because they did it just the way that you said it. They were able to run the football and then in between hit some really big plays in the passing game.
And their defense was dominant, as they've been all season. And they've got a region championship to show for it after their win tonight here at Waldrop Stadium. That'll wrap up our coverage of Thursday Night Lights from Homewood. For our entire crew, for Gerhard Mathangani, Mickey Shadrick saying so long. See you again next Thursday on Thursday Night Lights.